The murder. Bayudi. Ethan and Claire Hartley had been married for 8 years, their Alabama home a picture of suburban bliss. Ethan, a charismatic real estate agent, and Claire, a former schoolteacher turned stay-at-home mother, seemed the envy of their neighbors. But beneath their polished veneer lurked cracks only Claire could feel. Lately, Ethan had grown distant, late nights at the office, vague excuses, and a lingering scent of vanilla perfume on his shirts that Claire didn't recognize. Claire's younger sister Olivia had moved in with them after a messy divorce. Vibrant and impulsive at 24, Olivia was everything Claire once was, before motherhood dimmed her spark. Claire noticed how Ethan lingered too long on Olivia's laughter, how he volunteered to drive her to work. "Stop being paranoid," her therapist had said. But Claire's instincts screamed otherwise. It started with a single text on Ethan's phone: "Miss you already. Can't wait to see you tonight." Claire froze, her breath catching. She scrolled up, dozens of messages, all from an unknown number. The sender signed off with a heart emoji. When Ethan walked in, she hid the phone, her mind racing. That night, she waited until he snored before creeping downstairs to search his laptop. Claire found it, a folder labeled Vacation Pics, filled with explicit photos of Ethan and Olivia. Her stomach churned. The images were weeks old, taken during a weekend trip Ethan claimed was a business retreat. She slammed the laptop shut, tears blurring her vision. How could they betray her like this? And why hadn't Olivia said anything? Claire cornered Olivia in the kitchen the next morning. "Why him?" she hissed, thrusting the phone toward her sister. Olivia paled, then slumped into a chair. "It just happened," she whispered. "He said he loved me. That you'd never understand." Claire recoiled, her world collapsing. Olivia begged her not to ruin the family, but Claire's heart hardened. Ethan denied everything when confronted, blaming Olivia for misinterpreting his kindness. He played the victim, accusing Claire of neglecting him since their son's birth. "You've been so cold," he said, voice trembling. "She seduced me." Claire wavered, until she found Olivia's journal later that week, detailing their secret meetings. Olivia's words were raw and unapologetic. "Ethan makes me feel alive." Claire's too busy being a martyr to notice. Claire's hands shook. She copied the entries, screenshots ready to send to friends, family, even Ethan's boss. But first she needed proof. She'd confront them both, one last time. Claire staged a dinner party, inviting Ethan's colleagues and Olivia's friends. As guests mingled, she slipped into Ethan's study, planting a voice recorder in his desk drawer. Downstairs, Olivia flirted with Ethan, unaware of Claire's plan. The recorder captured their whispers. "We'll be free soon," Olivia murmured. "Claire's onto us." The next day, Claire received an anonymous note: "Back off or your son gets hurt." Her blood ran cold. She called Olivia, who denied sending it but warned, "Ethan's capable of anything." That night, Claire locked herself in the nursery, clutching her infant son. Ethan's shadow loomed outside the door. Claire filed for divorce, hiring a lawyer and forwarding the recorder files to her. Ethan's reputation crumbled overnight. At the courthouse, Olivia spat, "You'll regret this." That evening, Claire returned home to find Ethan waiting, a knife glinting in his hand. "You ruined everything," he growled. Olivia stood behind him, trembling. Ethan lunged, but Claire swung the nursery door shut, locking it just in time. Her son wailed in the crib as Ethan slammed his fist against the wood. "Open this door," he roared. Olivia stood frozen in the hallway, her face ashen. "Ethan, stop," she pleaded. Claire grabbed her phone, dialing 911, but the line went dead. Ethan had cut the power. Claire scrambled for the window, her mind racing. The backyard was a steep drop to the garden, but it was their only chance. She bundled the baby into a blanket, whispering, "Shoo, we're going to be okay." Olivia's voice cracked from the other side. "Claire, listen to me, he's not thinking straight." But Claire didn't hesitate. She climbed onto the ledge. Claire hit the ground hard, pain shooting up her ankle. Her son cried, but he was alive. She limped toward the neighbor's fence, hearing Ethan's footsteps thundering downstairs. Olivia shouted, "She's running." Claire stumbled into the street, flagging down a passing car. The driver, a retired nurse, scooped them up without a word, speeding toward the police station. At the station, Claire recounted everything: the affair, the threats, the knife. The detective frowned. "We'll need evidence." She handed over the recorder and Olivia's journal. His expression hardened. "We'll bring them in." That night, Ethan was arrested, but Olivia vanished. Claire filed a restraining order, her hands trembling as she signed her name. Olivia fled to Texas, using fake IDs Ethan had stashed in a safety deposit box. She left no trail, until a friend slipped up, posting a photo of Olivia at a Houston bar. The police tracked her down but not before she sent Claire an anonymous message, "You'll never be safe." Claire changed the locks and installed cameras. Ethan's trial made headlines. Prosecutors painted him as a manipulative cheater who threatened his wife to protect his affair. Olivia refused to testify, invoking her Fifth Amendment rights. Claire's lawyer played the recorder file, the jury flinching at Ethan's voice. Claire's too busy being a martyr to notice. Ethan's defense attorney called it a lover's quarrel blown out of proportion. Guilty. Ethan was sentenced to 15 years for assault and threats. Olivia, now a fugitive, faced warrants for obstruction. As guards cuffed Ethan, he hissed, "This isn't over." Claire felt no relief. That night she found a package on her porch, Olivia's journal with a new entry, "You took my happiness. I'll take yours." The return address was blank. Claire noticed a black sedan idling outside her house. The cameras caught nothing, the plates were covered. Her son's daycare called. Someone claiming to be Olivia tried to pick him up. Claire's therapist urged her to move, but she refused to let fear win. One morning she woke to find the words, "I see you" carved into her car hood. Claire parked at the grocery store scanning the lot for threats. A woman in a hoodie approached, Olivia. Before Claire could react, Olivia slammed a shopping cart into her, sending her sprawling. "You destroyed my life." Olivia screamed as employees rushed over. Security footage later showed Olivia fleeing in a taxi, her face hidden. Olivia mailed Claire a USB drive. It contained photos of Claire's daily routine, her gym visits, her son's school. A note read, "You should have taken the deal." Claire called her lawyer, who advised a panic button app. That night, she dreamed of Ethan's knife glinting in the dark. When she woke, the app had recorded a break-in alert. Claire's app pinged, GPS coordinates traced the break-in to her backyard. She grabbed her son and fled to the neighbor's house. Police arrived to find the front door ajar, Olivia's fingerprints on the handle. "She's escalating," the detective warned. Claire's lawyer urged her to testify against Olivia, but she feared retaliation. That night, she slept with a kitchen knife under her pillow. A tabloid published Olivia's anonymous interview. "Claire drove us to it. Ethan loved me, I won't let her win." The article included photos of Olivia holding Claire's son's baby blanket. "This is obsession," Claire's therapist said. Olivia's followers grew, with online forums debating who was the real victim. Claire changed her son's name, fearing Olivia might try to claim him. Claire's car burst into flames outside her daycare. Witnesses saw a hooded figure pour gasoline. No one was hurt, but the message was clear, "You're not safe anywhere." Police found Olivia's DNA on a lighter at the scene. Ethan, still in prison, wrote Claire a letter, "This isn't me. It's her now." Claire burned it, trembling. Olivia posted a cryptic video, a shadowy figure holding a child's stuffed animal. Comments flooded with panic. Claire's lawyer demanded a custody transfer, but the court hesitated. That night, Claire's son spiked a fever. At the ER, a nurse handed her a note, "They're watching." Olivia's face flickered on the hospital's security feed before vanishing. Claire woke to screams. Olivia had scaled the fence, wielding a crowbar. They grappled in the kitchen until Claire slammed a pan into Olivia's head. Olivia collapsed, blood pooling on the floor. "You'll never take him," she hissed. Claire called 911, but Olivia fled into the woods. Police found her abandoned van nearby, filled with maps of Claire's routine. Olivia stood trial for arson, assault, and stalking. Her defense claimed she was groomed by Ethan and traumatized by Claire's rejection. The jury deadlocked until Claire testified, "She destroyed my family, and tried to destroy me." Olivia glared, mouthing "liar," as guards cuffed her. Sentenced to 10 years, she vowed, "I'll see you in hell." Weeks later, Claire received a letter from Olivia, "You won. But he's out soon, isn't he?" Ethan's parole hearing loomed. Claire's panic attacks returned. She installed motion sensors and pepper-sprayed her porch. On the night before Ethan's release, she dreamed of Olivia laughing as flames consumed her house. Ethan showed up drunk at Claire's door, parole officer in tow. "I'm clean now," he slurred, clutching a teddy bear. Claire slammed the door. That night, Ethan drowned in his car's trunk near the river. Police ruled it suicide, but Olivia mailed Claire a single sentence, "You're welcome." Claire vomited, realizing Olivia had killed him. Olivia's prison sentence was extended for Ethan's murder, but she smirked during the hearing. "Justice," she told reporters. Claire's lawyer warned, she'll target your son again. Claire moved overseas but a package arrived. A birthday card for her son with Olivia's prison ID number. She's never leaving, her therapist said. Claire deleted all photos of her child online. Years later, Claire's son, now 16, found Olivia's old journal in an attic box. He confronted Claire. "Why didn't you tell me?" As she explained, a car screeched outside. Olivia, paroled early for good behavior, stood on the lawn, holding a knife. "Family reunions are sweet," she grinned. Claire lunged, but Olivia's blade found her heart. As Claire fell, she whispered, "Run." Claire collapsed onto the lawn, blood pooling around her. Her son screamed as Olivia loomed over them, knife raised. Sirens wailed in the distance. Olivia spat, "You stole everything," before fleeing into the woods. Claire gasped for air, her vision fading. As paramedics arrived, her final words were a whisper, "Protect him." Police tracked Olivia to a nearby cabin, where she'd barricaded herself. SWAT teams stormed the property, finding her clutching Ethan's old wedding ring. "He loved me," she hissed, resisting arrest. At the station, she demanded a lawyer but smirked when told Claire was dead. "Justice," she muttered. Claire's son, now 16, testified at Olivia's trial. "She killed my mom. She'll never deserve to be free." The courtroom erupted as Olivia shouted, "You're mine." Jurors recoiled at her outburst. The prosecution cited her prison letter about Ethan's release. "You're welcome." Olivia was charged with Claire's murder. Olivia's defense argued she was mentally unstable, citing her journal's obsession with Ethan. The judge allowed Claire's panic button app logs as evidence, recorded break-ins and GPS pings. Olivia glared at the screen showing her car near the school. "She ruined my family," she screamed, echoing Ethan's past rants. "Guilty." Olivia received life without parole. As guards dragged her away, she hissed, "You'll join her soon." Claire's son inherited her estate but refused to attend Olivia's sentencing. That night, he burned Olivia's journal, writing in its ashes, "You never won." After Olivia's incarceration, guards found a letter in her cell. "Claire's brat will suffer. I've left clues." Police searched her cabin, discovering maps of Claire's old neighborhood and a USB drive. It contained videos of her ranting about reclaiming what's mine. The teen moved to a secret location. Claire's son changed his name, but Olivia's followers online kept her myth alive. Conspiracy forums claimed Claire provoked her death. The teen's therapist warned, "This won't end in your lifetime." At Claire's grave, he left Olivia's prison ID number, scribbled on a photo of them together, "Both monsters are gone." Olivia died in prison a decade later, choking on her own blood after a fight. Her last words? "Ethan, wait for me." Claire's son received her ashes in the mail, anonymously. He scattered them in a river, texting a single line to his therapist, "I can breathe now." Years later, the teen, now a father himself, visited Claire's grave. He placed a single rose and whispered, "You'd be proud." As he walked away, a woman in a hoodie watched from afar, mirroring Olivia's old habits. He froze, then dialed 911. The cycle would not repeat. Newspapers dubbed the case Alabama's darkest triangle. Books and podcasts dissected the affair, but Claire's son refused interviews. "Some stories," he told a reporter, "should stay buried." In a quiet town, he raised his daughter, teaching her to trust her instincts, and never let love blind her to truth. The woman in the hoodie vanished before police arrived, leaving only a footprint in the dew-covered grass. Claire's son, now a father himself, installed surveillance cameras and changed his address. Yet, every birthday, a white rose appeared at his doorstep, a tradition Olivia started decades earlier. He burned them each time, whispering, "You don't own me." Online forums romanticized Olivia's obsession, dubbing her a tragic anti-heroine torn between love and family. Memes juxtaposed her prison mugshot with Ethan's wedding photo, hashtags like #JusticeForOlivia trending. Claire's son sued the platforms, but the posts multiplied. "They've turned murder into mythology," his lawyer sighed. A decade after Olivia's death, a lawyer mailed Claire's son a sealed envelope. Inside, a confession. "I orchestrated everything," Olivia wrote. "Ethan was a pawn. Your mother? A martyr. You were collateral." She'd hired a ghostwriter to publish her memoir posthumously. The son shredded the pages, but the damage was done. Two teenagers, inspired by Olivia's cult following, broke into Claire's old home to reclaim her legacy. They spray-painted "True Love Never Dies" on the walls before slashing tires. The son testified, his voice trembling, she wasn't love. She was a parasite. The teens received probation and became influencers, monetizing their rebellion. Claire's grandson discovered her hidden journals during a school project on genealogy. Horrified, he confronted his father. Did Grandma deserve it? The son broke down, admitting, she fought so you wouldn't have to. That night, he donated Claire's estate to domestic abuse charities, writing, her pain ends here. A tech startup used Olivia's prison recordings to train an AI chatbot mimicking her voice. Users could talk to her, reenacting her obsession with Ethan. Claire's son sued, but courts ruled it free speech. He hacked the server, deleting the data, and left a final message: some ghosts shouldn't be resurrected. At 80, Claire's son visited Ethan's grave for the first time. He tossed a single dice, Olivia's prison ID number etched onto it, into the wind. You both lost, he muttered. As he walked away, a bird knocked the dice into a river, carrying it downstream. For the first time he laughed. Claire's granddaughter became a psychologist, specializing in trauma cycles. At her graduation, she quoted her grandmother's journals, trust your instincts, even when the world calls you paranoid. The thesis went viral, cited in as a case study on intergenerational resilience. On the 50th anniversary of Claire's death, a white rose appeared at her grandson's nursery school. He handed it to his daughter, who planted it beside her classroom. Some stories, he said, teach us how to survive. The flower bloomed crimson the next morning. Years later, the grandson's wife found a hoodie in their attic, identical to Olivia's. A note read, history repeats. He burned it without a word. Outside, their daughter doodled a house in her sketchbook, a stick figure family whole and unbroken. The wind carried the ashes away.